Hello, welcome to another video. This time I've got another bike. This is a cool bike. And a lovely rare bike as well. This is a 1980 Can-Am Bombardier 250 military bike. So this was used by the British Army. This particular one is an 8801, which basically says it was built to be used overseas in Germany. So this most likely spent most of its life with the British Army, working in Germany, because the 8801 dips to the right, so it's for a right-hand drive on the roads, and the 8802 is for left-hand road driving. So this has had an easier life, tootling around Germany much of its life, I imagine. But these are great bikes. Driven by the Rotax 250 engine, the Canadian bike. I'm not going to go blurb all that blurb now, but anyway, this is a very, very, very nice surviving bike. If you look at the British ones that were used by people like the Royal Signals for training on, and you look at some of the videos on YouTube, the abuse these bikes took while the people were learning to ride is quite incredible, and how they survived I do not know. But anyway, I digress. So there we are, 1980. This is a Mk2. So the first lot came out in 1978, the Mark 1 Bombardiers. This is a Mk2. Excuse me. So as I say, 1980. It's on a W plate. It's road registered on a W plate with a V5, etc, etc, etc. But the really cool thing with this bike is it's got a 2-inch thick history file with it, which basically goes back to day one. It was released from the army in 1987. All the release paperwork's there, the auction paperwork's there, the release paperwork from the MOD, the letters for the guy who bought it to try and register it for its V5 upon leaving the army. All that's there. It's got its original owner's manual, it's got workshop manual, parts book, it's got reams of what it's had done to it, servicing. It had new tyres on it, the Dunlop, whatever they are, I can't remember what they are, but what it would have had on it, Dunlop gold seals. I think it had those on a couple of years ago put on, but they're like new still. It's got everything with it. The rare thing with these bikes is they do turn up from time to time, but they're incomplete generally, so they're missing the panniers and the frames. They're very often missing I had one 2 or 3 years ago, and it was missing a few bits. It didn't have pannier and frames, it didn't have the centre stand, that was missing. Other than that, it was quite a complete bike. But this one is about as complete as you get. So you can see it's got the hard panniers on it. It's also got the frames and the canvas bags, they come with it too. Centre stand, as you can probably see there. So it's been very well kept up all its life basically by the owners, and it's just been looked after and cherished really. So there we are. We'll take you for a little walk around it. I mean, I've ridden this bike around the fields here, and it just rides faultlessly. It starts faultlessly, it runs absolutely beautifully, pulls like a proper little 2-stroke. It's just a cracking bike. As I say, it's got all its history. It's got all its numbers from the army. It's got a separate plate with its army registration number. It's just got, I mean, that's what makes it particularly special, is the history. I mean, it's 2 inches thick with just history of the bike since it left the army in 87. All the official MOD paperwork. It's just a cracking machine, and you just don't find them like this anymore. Showing 11,000 miles, which looking at the history is obviously correct, because it goes all the way back and shows it. The bike is correctly registered as a historic vehicle, so no MOT required, no road tax required. It's just brilliant. It's just cracking. It's not been started, so we will see what she does. Oh, turn that to run, that would help. Oops, trying to do this with one hand is quite difficult. Give it a bit of choke. So everything works, so all the electrics work, all the lights, indicators, the special lighting so you don't get spotted, all that works. That's on the little toggle on the switch there. Rev counter works, the speedo works. It pulls through all the gears, 5 speeds, just as it should do. Does everything it's supposed to do. Yeah, if I wasn't doing this with one hand, it starts first kick cold, first kick hot, runs faultlessly. Beautiful little thing. Anyway, there you have it. So a rare machine nowadays in such a complete state, in such nice condition. There's no faults with it at all. It does everything it's supposed to do properly. It's a real buy it and stick it away, and a little bit of British Army history. Thanks very much for watching.